Hey guys,
Jimmy.
Hey.
where does the Emperor wash his hands when he's on Mustafar?
Wow.
In the lavatory.
Oh.
Not good.
Oh,
Not good.
okay. Okay.
Not good.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
One of us testing. Roger.
Jedi.
That's not a moon. It's a space station.
Always a pleasure to meet a Jedi.
And my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy!
You failed, Your Highness. I'm a Jedi.
Hello, explorers, and welcome to the only international Star Wars podcast covering almost half the world, but only 0.5% of the galaxy. I'm Jack, and as always, thank you for joining us wherever you are in the Star Wars universe.
Yes, welcome to Explore the Force, where we cover all things Star Wars. I'm Jimmy the Jedi, and as always, welcome back or welcome along if you're brand new.
And if you're joining us today for episode 156 and you get a chance, don't forget to give us a rating, like, and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Jimmy, how you doing?
I'm good. I always like it, Taylor, when we don't read the British version of our scripts.
Just skip
the cheeky.
skip the words.
Oh, I am good. We have 7.5 days of school left, but who's counting? This guy. So I'm excited for that. I just got to get through this last week of actual learning, and then the next week is review and final. So I'm pretty pumped, and it just gets a little bit crazy with the end of the year stuff. But I'm excited that it's here. The end is nigh, and I'm excited for it. How about you, Jack? How's things going?
Yeah, my end of the world here is gearing up rapido. These next few months, I'm going to be super busy. But I've had a stress-free week, obviously, with all the celebration stuff that's been going on. More on that later on, like this little lady down here. But no, I've had a nice chilled week. Taylor, talk to me.
My week didn't go as quite as the way I wanted it to go, but that's fine. I'll talk about it later. But more or less good.
Good. That's always good. Right. Let's head into this week's Force Encounters then and wonder what Taylor's going to be talking about.
Oh, man.
For my ally is the Force.
All right, folks. I'll start off on a positive note. Obviously, we had May the 4th on Monday, and I got to dress up it's my first time at Mays High School with the May the 4th, so I dressed up like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I wasn't sure how it was going to be received, and it ended up going pretty well. The kids were pretty, they thought it was pretty cool. My coworkers, they liked my spirit, I guess you could say, and trying to convince them that this is my favorite holiday. And I actually had one of my students, she brought me in a bag full of goodies, like all Star Wars stuff. Like there was
Nice.
a little Lego set in there, like a little tiny one I got to build of like a TIE fighter. There was a little stormtrooper thing. There's a couple things in there, and a nice card that has, was really nice of her. And then Molly got me a really cool shirt that I didn't even know existed. So yeah, I had a really great May the 4th, and then all week I just kind of continued that on. We played a game in class. To start off May the 4th, we all made our Star Wars names, and the way we did it was the first 2 letters of your first name and the first 3 letters of your last name, and then we did it the place you were born and your car, and you combine. No, your mother's maiden name and the place you were born, like the city name. So I was like Jamad McCord. So it was pretty fun. The kids had fun with that. We did a little trivia. I was surprised by how much some of the kids knew and how little some of the kids knew. So yeah, it was a pretty fun day. And then again, all week long, we just did Star Wars stuff, or I dressed in Star Wars t-shirts and things like that. And then my version of Taylor's story goes a lot better. So I won't rain on her parade. So yeah, that's my Force Encounters this week. What about you, Jackie boy?
Nice. Yeah, so I bumped into someone at work, a civilian, and he comes into where he works with different ties on. And this week's tie was the Phantom Menace tie with Sebulba, all the pod racer stuff on. And it was just really, 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 really cool. So big shout out to him if he's listening this week. I've done some studio prep, trying to make this background a lot better. But again, it's not easy to keep moving around the world, let alone a country. So yeah, trying to get stuff like that on the go. And then lastly, like you said there, we had Star Wars, we had May the 4th, etc. We had a little celebration here, did some bits and bobs, got together, had a great chat with some people over Star Wars stuff as you do. And yeah, we're looking at getting the quiz back up and running. It should be exciting times. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Taylor, everyone's going to be dying to hear your voice encounter. Let's go for it.
Okay, backstory. I was sick all week. Like terribly sick, like in bed. Ugh. And on the day that the tickets released, on the 6th, was it? I was home and it wasn't intentional, so I didn't book the day off specifically for it or
I
whatever.
did.
But like, yeah, okay, maybe that's where I went wrong. But I was home anyways. So I was going to purchase myself a 4-day pass for Star Wars Celebration. That was my plan. I'd completely talked it out with my husband, and it's like, okay, all right, we got a plan. Open up my laptop and my phone like half an hour, 45 minutes early. Like I'm getting ready. I'm literally watching the countdown until we get to be in the massive lineup. And I'm all ready and everything. And I mean, lo and behold, I got to wait a whole 3 hours and 45 minutes to finally get off the queue. And all that was left was Thursday and Sunday and a bunch of kid tickets. So of course I'm like, oh, add to cart. And then I'm trying to add the shirts and all the pins and stuff that I want. And I'm freaking out because people are like, do it quick because they're selling it while they're in your basket, even, right?
Stupid.
That was happening to people with VIPs. They had it in their basket and then they would sell it before they could even pay for it. Like it's insane.
Crazy.
That
Yeah,
is
and then I forgot I was one of those suckers that forgot to push add to cart for all of my merch. So when it finally jumped through to pay for it, I didn't buy myself any merch either. So I have opening day and closing day for Celebration, and that's it.
We'll find you tickets. It always happens. I mean, I got tickets for London that way. I forgot about it. I wasn't going to go, so I wasn't worried about it, and I was able to get
Oh,
a 4-day pass from I think somebody through Discord. But we'll get you. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it
dude.
is stressful.
Oh, well, like my plan is because so many people are saying they're going to do another sale because Reed Pop is taking back a lot of their tickets. Like they're invalidating the ones that they're finding that are on that are
I don't know if
this
that's
is
true, but
well, that's what I'm hearing. We'll just say what they're allowing us to think. So
Yeah.
they will
if
do.
yeah, I would love to just buy a 4-day pass and then I'll just sell these two,
Yeah,
or I just
I
need
would hold on to them and get more opportunities to enter into the
Yeah.
lottery for because then you still have to do the lottery for all the panels and stuff, and that's another nightmare. So
oh
yeah,
oh oh
yeah.
oh well, I have really bad luck
So
because
Clearly.
yeah.
well, in fairness too, and I know I wasn't on the live feed that we did, but I had 3 computers up and running in my house alone, and then I had Danny at his house, and he had 3 computers. I'm the only one that got in
Mad.
on one of
Oh,
my computers. Um, I had different emails running it, and I got in, and I was fortunate enough to be able to get the tickets that we needed. I did not get VIPs, and I was in buying stuff at like I want to say 13 to 15 minutes after they went on sale. Maybe it was a little bit,
yeah. Oh,
Wow.
I remember that. I waited
and
so
then
freaking long and you were in right away.
yeah, and then yeah, and then the whole thing with like if you put it in your Reed Pop, I don't want to turn this into that, but my goodness, like if you have something in your basket, it should be locked down until
Yes.
like you should have that 10 minutes because it gives you this 10-minute countdown. What's the countdown for then? Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. So I just wish we could unify against Reed Pop, not against Lucasfilm, and just get them to switch vendors because you got places like like Fan Expo and GalaxyCon, they're not run by ReedPop. They do this thing all
No.
the time. They should just hire those people out. But yeah, I'm sorry you went through that, Taylor, but we're gonna work diligently over the next year to make sure you get Friday or Saturday and Sunday stuff too.
It'll work
I
out.
need Friday and Saturday. Everybody listening, Taylor needs Friday and Saturday
Friday and
tickets
Saturday.
or a 4-day.
Or 4-day. We'll figure it out.
Taylor's play. Cool. Right. Let's head into the news then and see what news we've got coming out there.
The people in this crowd will soon be among almost 40,000.
For those who are among the
who've seen a new
900
science
with news
fiction
media or
movie in
promotional
parks and
tickets,
zoos.
this sneak preview probably would be the only chance to see The Empire Strikes Back without standing in line.
Okay, this week saw the Mando and Grogu film fan events kick off around the world: Berlin, Paris, London, to name a few. As of now, I think this should have wrapped up by now, off the top of my head. And it was crazy busy everywhere with people from all walks of life, from podcasters to influencers, yes, the other different things, to cosplay groups, all in attendance, getting to watch. I think it's about 20 to 25 minutes worth of the film. I haven't seen any spoilers, which is obviously a good thing.
I'm shocked.
I'm pretty shocked, but it looked amazing. Pedro was in attendance. Sigourney Weaver was in attendance. Obviously, Jon Favreau was in attendance. And in some parts of the world, Dave Filoni was as well. But yeah, it's really starting to gear up now. As of today, we're only 12 days away or 11 days away from the release. Super, super excited. And a little bit of extra news on the back end of that was Dave Filoni was quizzed about Ahsoka Season 2, saying that it's in the works. He's been editing it every single day. However, this moment is Maul's moment. So we are awaiting release dates for that. Jimmy, what do you reckon then, buddy? What do you reckon about the Mando stuff first?
Well, yeah, there's a lot going on, that's for sure. I'm glad that they're promoting it, unlike what they did for Solo. But no, it's good. I'm surprised there hasn't been more. I mean, because they had events all over the place. Not all over the place. They had select IMAX theaters you could go to, and mine was 2.5 hours away, so we decided not to make that drive on May the 4th. But I'm surprised people haven't leaked it. I was speaking with a new friend of ours from the Wrap.com, and he had seen it, and said it was fine. He wasn't overly. He didn't think that it was the best thing that he's seen. He had some interesting takes. He's going to come on our show in June sometime to talk about the state of Star Wars after Mando. So I'm really excited for that. But yes, but there has been mixed reviews for things. So I'm just going to go into it, open mind, open eyes. If I leave that place having a smile on my face, good
Great
movie.
success.
Yeah. So I don't know.
What about the Ahsoka news?
Ahsoka news? Yeah, I think. Well, it's kind of funny because my news segment, I just think they should just lay off of anything new until we get through like everything. Now that Maul's over, everything should be about Mando and Grogu, and then once that's over, give it a month or so, and then start digging into that information. But yeah, that's cool. I mean, we knew that it was probably coming. We had heard rumors, like September, October, sometime like that. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not gonna hold my breath until Disney releases a date or we start getting bigger sources saying that there's a date. So, but he's got to be super busy with everything with Maul. I mean, I know doing those shows and stuff, and then getting ready for gearing up for all the stuff they're doing for Mando and Grogu. So I'm sure it's taking a back seat for a little bit.
Thoughts, Taylor? What do you reckon about the Ahsoka news? You in agreement?
Well, I know it's like I feel confident that we're obviously getting it because we've seen all the pictures of them like getting ready and filming and Rosario's like posts and stuff like that. So I don't know, but I feel like I'm so satisfied with other Star Wars stuff right now that I don't like I almost need to push that other piece of favorite food to the other side of my plate. Does that make sense?
That's
I love that.
I like that's really good. Although
that's like I like food. Okay, I eat anything.
I don't have a choice of food.
But like they're all my favorites, but it's just like you can't have all your favorites all at once. So I need to hold off on Ahsoka for a little bit.
Agreed.
Love it. Love it. What other news we got, Jimmy?
Speaking of news that's coming out in poorly timed, we have some rumors coming from Letterboxd that we may have character names for Ryan Gosling, Flynn Gray, and Mia Goth. So here we go. I'm going to do my best to pronounce these. Ryan Gosling's character may be called Sabrin Gill. Flynn Gray would be Kyr Sloan, and then Mia Goth is really good. Alaris Moore. So some possible
Hilarious.
leaks. Alaris Moore, some possible leaks. I just think it's poorly timed. Like, just leave
Yeah.
leave it. Leave it, leave it, leave it.
Yeah.
So, but it's exciting too in the same thing because guys, still a little worried about this movie coming out. So, like, I don't know if it's going to hit. I don't know if it's going to be this blockbuster film that we want it to be and hope it to be. I still think Starfighter might be the savior when it comes, the chosen one to bring Star Wars back for some reason. But again, fingers crossed. So, what do you guys think about these names? Do you love them? I think they're very Star Warsy. How do you feel?
Yeah.
How do you feel
I
about
think
the timing of it as well?
well, was it an accident? Like I've seen like, oh, it's leaked, but like
Yeah,
I know they do this on purpose to kind of
exactly.
hook
I
us a little bit.
just don't
So
know.
no, because we're already so excited for other things right now. Like, don't draw our focus, man. Like
Yeah.
we we need everybody to go to the theaters. We don't need another solo repeat, right? Like
Yeah. No, I agree with what Taylor's saying. Even with the favorite food thing, I think it's the best way to put it. And like Dave Filoni said, this is Maul's moment at the minute. Let's not take away from Maul.
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But hey, we are where we are. Taylor, what news have you got for us this week?
Well, we'll just reiterate my week. So, celebration news. The tickets were released this week
What? They
and they're
were?
already sold out. They were sold out in 6 hours. Celebration is going to be in Los Angeles this year. Rumors
Next year.
are, sorry, in 2027. I'm already in that year. But rumors are that it was not in Anaheim because there was already another con booked the week before. So that's why it's in LA, I'm guessing, because I've seen that a few times. But the Los Angeles Convention Center holds like 70,000 people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Is it going to be full of Star Wars people, or is there going to be a bunch of chunks of missing space because of all the tickets that don't actually go to fans?
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I wonder what the take is on that. As in, like, if it is 70,000, I thought it is 70,000 capacity, but I wonder who counts the tickets and goes, right, this is the maximum capacity we've got, because they do announce it, don't they?
I
Yeah.
Well, last year in Japan, they said there was 125 countries represented. Did they give us numbers? Was it 80,000 or 100? I can't remember,
Can't
Jack.
remember off the top of my head.
I remember them giving us the fact that there was like 100 and some countries represented, which was really cool. But I don't remember them
Mhm.
giving us a number ever. I don't ever remember that, but it's also not something I've ever kept track of. I am curious though,
I'm
given
gonna find out.
the difficulty of getting tickets this year. This thing has changed so much, even since 2018, 19 with Chicago, 17,
Mhm.
because like I had just heard about it by accident, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to this, and I'll go one time, and it wasn't a big deal. I mean, VIP sold out really, really quickly. I didn't really know what I was doing. I still got a 4-day pass, and like a month later, I talked to Danny and a couple of his college buddies, like, "Hey, do you guys want to go to the celebration thing?" They're like, "Yo, cool." And so we went online and we got 4-day pass and a couple day passes for people, and we went. It was no big
Ah.
deal. And even at London, I was still able to get tickets. Like not on the site, but they did sell out. But so I don't know. I did see someone post that Las Vegas has a place that can hold 200,000 people. Let's go
Mm.
there.
Let's go to
I hate
Vegas.
Vegas, but let's
Heck.
go there so more people can go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So
Well,
there's some crazy numbers I've just done a quick search on. So, and again, it's not official numbers, but they reckon uh, Chicago was around just over 65,000.
So
Europe 2023 was just around the 100,000 mark.
it
And they
felt
reckon
like
in
it.
Japan 105,000.
That
Like you
place
said,
was massive, though.
125.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that was the difference between London and Japan, wasn't it? Like,
Dude. And they had that whole empty hallway they could have used. They had that
yeah,
whole nother section they didn't use. So
yeah.
weird.
Uh,
So
wow.
remember when people would come out of the panels because you'd have all this breathing room. I heard Charlie
Hmm.
talking about this on Friday, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not usually like that. And then the panels would release, and all of a sudden you were just like, you couldn't move.
Yeah.
But, oh my gosh,
Wow.
But it was a good way to catch the stars, etc., of
yeah,
the Star Wars universe.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That pretty much ties up this week in Star Wars news. Let's head over to this week's main show.
It's just a simple jump to hyperspace and we're there. What's so tricky about that?
Plenty. Can't plot a direct course to Kessel. You might wanna buckle up, baby.
All right. What if I told you one of the darkest, most emotional, and most brutal Star Wars stories in years was also one of the most human? We're going to talk about Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord today. From revenge to betrayal to survival, this season gave us a version of Maul that felt terrifying, broken, calculating, and somewhat sympathetic all at once. Tonight we're going to talk about the moments that shocked us, characters we didn't expect to love. There are a few for me and some that I hate. Best deaths, betrayals, the best arcs of the season, and where we think season 2 could go. Did this series elevate Maul to an all-time Star Wars character for you? I know Jack, you answers yes because it already was. Did it change how we see criminal underworld and the dark side? And honestly, did Lucasfilm quietly drop one of the best Star Wars stories in years? Let's get into it. Going into the series, we're gonna start all the way back. Jack, you and I were in Japan. We got to see this trailer. Taylor, and I know you were on there. We were talking with you about it. Going into the series, what were you expecting, and how did the show completely change your expectations? So basically, what did you think you were going to get, and what we got, and then what was it better? Was it worse? And I've got some questions I can ask as we're going along here too. So, what do you guys? Who wants to jump in here?
Go for it. I'm ready. Like a coiled spring. So yeah, expectations for the show were a little bit. Well, we knew what we were getting. We knew we were getting more, a bit of background. We had the rumors, etc. The video of a Jedi. But that was pretty much it, really. There wasn't a great deal of backstory given. We knew it was like the rebuild, if you like, for Maul, and I think what we wanted was justice for Maul, and this is me speaking as a Darth Maul fan. We wanted to know what happened to him at the Clone Wars. To the Maul that we got in Rebels, etc. And then I think in reality we got so much more. We've got so much more. We got on a really emotional side of Maul. We got some amazing character building in Devon, in Maul again, and then just the lightsaber battles. I mean, I could literally just go on and on. So, yeah, expectations were about mid, but in reality, it was more than we wanted, more than we could ask for. Taylor?
Yeah. I don't know. I obviously stuff coming out right now is like the latest technology and the latest writers and everything, but I wasn't expecting to be so sucked into it, and I didn't expect the way that they were going to do it either. Like it made me. I almost felt like it was going to be like a Clone Wars arc, but looking like Rebels, and I didn't think it was gonna come right into it with this, like,
Yeah,
cop side view, you know what I mean? So, and when I did watch the whole thing, I was very impressed at the end of it, come on, not everybody will love animation, like, it's just some
mm,
people just don't, right? Because people just will put that with a children thing or whatever, but this was super impressive, and the artwork was impressive, and all the movements are just so crazy awesome, and I know that they did a ton of work to make it this,
yeah,
impressive to us, so it came out higher than I was expecting, we'll say that.
Nice,
nice.
nice,
Mm.
nice.
Jimmy?
Yeah, I mean, I was excited. I thought this was going to be really interesting. I mean, I had no idea what the story was going to be like. So it met and exceeded my expectations every week. I mean, I know we were a little bit spoiled. We got to watch it straight through. I think this show is an amazing binge. I hope someone makes a cut of it where they take all the
Mm,
credits out and just mush it all together because I feel like it's just a big long movie,
yeah, don't do
Yeah.
that.
not the arcs that we thought we were probably going to get because it just felt like it was just a movie that was sliced up that kind of had some good ending and starting places. But as far as expectations, I had no idea what to think. I thought we were going to get Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch kind of stuff. I had no idea we were going to get Andor animated version of this. And I don't know how else you would have done it. It would have been, I think, pretty disappointing otherwise. So yeah,
Mm,
definitely exceeded my expectations. I wonder now, I'll be curious too when we get to the end of this. We'll talk about what we think season 2 will be, and then going into season 2, I wonder how the conversation will be because, I mean, they have set a very high bar on this show, but we'll get to that in a little bit. A couple questions for you guys, just given on this whole area. You know, we all said it kind of surpassed our expectations. Was there anything that didn't like with Maul? Did he feel different here than previous appearances? Like we have him in first we get him in the Phantom Menace, and obviously he's not animated in that, and Solo for a couple seconds, but in Clone Wars and Rebels, we get Maul for a little bit. Is this the
Yeah.
same Maul to you guys? Like, and it's because it's on opposite ends. Like these are the bookends of Maul that we're talking about here, the Clone Wars and then Rebels, and we get this middle portion of them. Does it feel like the same character to you guys?
No, I don't think so.
Why not, Taylor?
No.
Like, what's different for you? What do you think?
Sorry, just to cut everyone off. I don't know. For the first, like maybe the first episode, you're like, oh, there he is. Like, oh, like here he comes. But then you're seeing how he's talking to Devin and he's trying to explain to her, like, I'm not your enemy. We have similar enemies. Like, look what's happened to me. And I know it's not a big, like, oh, boohoo Maul, but it almost was like, oh my gosh, he does get the crap end of the stick every time. So, and then I'm like, I can level with him. I see the anger. So, for the first time, I've felt empathetic for Maul. We'll say that.
That's my next. Yeah, it's gonna be one of my questions here. So, what about you, Jack?
Yeah, it ties in nicely. I sort of agree and disagree. I think it's the same character, but it makes it more realistic to why he is how he is in Rebels. And what I mean by that is in this, I think this is prime Maul. This is the Maul that we as Maul fans wanted to see. Hyper aggressive, super skillful. The body counts anywhere between 40 to 50 throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think it's insanely good. And then just going up with what Tay said there, they did a very very good connection with the fans to Maul and getting you to feel empathetic amongst other emotions for Maul as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. My biggest connection, I went back and I know we had done some stuff, like Maul during, we did like that recap of Maul.
Yeah.
And I was looking at animation styles. And it's like I don't know if like going and watching Rebels again, I'm gonna be able to stomach how Maul looks in those because he looks so, I hate to say cartoonish. But yeah, character wise, I think this is, because he's coming off of Clone Wars season 7, which was phenomenal, and he was just crushing full, some of the best Star Wars out there. So I feel like this was a good extension of his character. I do think it might fall off a little bit. Like, I think there's more story to tell. Obviously, that's what they told us for season 2. I'm hoping for a season 3 and a 4 and a 5. I got like 13-year gap they can fill, right? Isn't that what it is between that? So they can fill that up. I do think they have some work to do to get that Maul to where Maul to Rebels is.
Yeah.
He's basically just continuing off where he was from Clone Wars, but to get him to Rebels, I think we've got some work to do. We got some things to happen, which I'm excited for that journey. Like I think that's going to be really fun. So I'm here for it. I know we have more seasons, so it's kind of like the whole Solo thing. I don't want to keep bringing that movie up, but like people were like, "Oh, that's not the Solo." Like they had planned on 2 more movies to get him there, kind of thing.
Yep.
So it's like they didn't get to tell the story they wanted. Sympathetic, however, you two. He's gotten you. He's gotten you both.
He's got me good, mate.
Still Maul. He's still not a good guy. There are some quirks about him that I really like that Mike and I talked quite a bit about. Just how like polite and Jack and you and I talked about this on some things. I really do. I like the fact that it's more Maul centric.
Yeah.
And we get to see more of him and how he operates and how he deals with his people. And if you do good work for him, he treats you great. So I like that aspect of him. I still think he's a duck on water, personally, when it comes to his plans and stuff like that. So I don't know if I buy into it yet, but I'm very excited to see what happens in season 2. So In no
Yeah.
way am I like, oh, screw Maul. Like I'm like, okay, I want to see what happens now. So
Yeah, he's not the greatest tactical genius, but I think what he lacks in tactical ability definitely makes up for in his fighting ability.
well, that's what
I
I
think
was
that's
just
what
gonna say.
carries
Like
him.
I think that like when you have those kinds of skills, you don't have to be tactical. You just kick everyone's butt.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah,
a character like Thrawn, you know, he doesn't have those skills, so he is tactical and he does these things are completely different. But you see why they do it. So
yeah,
yeah, it's just kind of interesting to me. Um, Speaking of Clone Wars Rebels, did it like for me personally, like I said already, I guess it felt more
yeah,
Clone Warsy Maul to me than Rebels. How were you guys?
yeah,
You could talk about the series overall too, like how you where you think it fits in better.
yeah. I think it feels completely different to more to Wars and Rebels, because for me the like just the fighting scenes were a lot more fluid. But again, I keep going to that word like anger and aggression. It's like really well portrayed in this. It just seems more like geared for adult fans as well. I want to say to a degree,
Yeah.
but I think like the deaths in this, the kills are a lot more violent
Mhm.
than anything we've seen in animation as well. Um, so for me, yeah, it's completely different. What about you, Tay?
Um, I I guess no, I think it reminds me more of the Rebels version of Maul, just because it's kind of almost like the same thing. Like he's trying to convince Ezra to be
That's
his
a lot of similarities.
apprentice. So it's kind of like he's kind of in the same mind frame there. Um and he's just as strong there too, right? Whereas I feel like in Clone Wars he's kind of like losing it.
Mm,
So or
yeah,
try, so he's kind of
Okay.
scatterbrained all over the place, and then he completely loses it. So more like Rebels, I think.
All right. I like it. Okay, I got like 2.5 more questions, and then we're gonna
Oh,
move on to the next segment. But um, did you think it was going to be more focused on the crime syndicates than we got? Because that's a big thing. We just seem to keep getting teased by these ideas of crime syndicates with Book of Boba Fett and all these different things. And then,
yeah.
you know, did that fulfill your need for it? Does it make you want more? And how did you feel about the pacing of this show? Because we're going to read off some people's opinions here in a little bit. And some people didn't like the pacing. Some people loved it. So what do you guys think? More crime syndicates? Did we get enough? And were you surprised by the pacing?
Go on, Taylor.
um, I I didn't think we were gonna have so many crime syndicates. Like just so many different ones are all brought in. He killed like three of the like heads of them. I'm pretty sure.
It was about to,
So
yeah.
if not more, yeah. So that part kind of got me like, oh, like this is so much more involved into the story of Star Wars already, right? Like you kind of have to know what's going on a little bit, right? So I liked that. Um, but oh, what was the second half of your
The
question?
pacing. How do you feel about the pacing, Taylor? Like, what?
The big
Because I mean, it's 10 episodes. There's no filler. How did you feel about that? Did you need time to breathe, or were you just like, hell yeah, let's go?
No, I don't think I needed more time to breathe. It kind of was slow at the beginning, right? But I myself like crime, like I like Law and Order and I like those kind of shows, right?
Yeah.
So right away when they're like inspecting the crime scenes and stuff, I was like, "Ooh, like I'm sucked into this. I'm there for that slow lull because I'm listening for all that information." Right? Whereas the last few episodes were so crazy with so much stuff going on. I watched them like twice in the same day so that I could absorb.
Yeah,
So, yeah, definitely goes up and down throughout it, or more flat and then goes, "Whoa!" There we go. It's like a jump.
Nice.
fair.
Jackie boy, did
I
you
wanted more crime syndicates in this, mate.
more?
I love the underworld stuff. Like, I'm surprised. I'd have liked an Ashiga clan cameo. I think from Star Wars Outlaws. I think
Yeah.
that'd have been pretty sweet.
I mean,
Um,
easily be a season 2 thing with
I
Kojima.
think so. I
So
think
Yeah.
so. I think we'll see a lot more crime syndicates. I think this season was just purely based to build those stories and those arcs and those characters.
Mhm.
Um, I was surprised that we didn't get, in my opinion, I don't think we got a lot of criminal underground stuff. We got the Pikes, brilliant, Crimson Dawn towards the end. Um, but again, I get it because we're on Janix. They're building the story around Maul, etc. You get to know new characters. So where do you fit it in, really? Unless you
Yeah.
put more episodes in a season, so that makes sense. And then sort of going with what Taylor said with the pace. It started off a little bit slow, but it didn't. It went from 0 to 100 in episode 1 and stayed at 100 all the way through to the end of the season. I mean, it didn't stop. Like, yes, it started off slow, etc. But then as soon as Maul made his appearance coming down that ramp, it was like someone hit turbo and it just went and it did not stop. And I'm here for that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the pacing. I thought it was difficult whenever I was trying to take notes because you couldn't. Because a lot of times on these shows, like like when we're doing like Ahsoka and stuff like that before, like you can take notes in between things. You couldn't take notes because I had to stop it every time to write things down because if I didn't, I missed like a really great fight or what I mean. And so the pacing was
Yeah.
intense. I wish we had gotten more episodes, but I also am thankful for no filler episodes. So I think it was good.
Yeah.
Crime syndicates, yeah. I mean, we got Vario and Demas right off the bat, and then they brought in the Pikes. They brought in Crimson Dawn. Maybe we get something with the Ashika clan later on. I know in the comic book, it's really the comic of Shadow Lord or whatever it is. It's all about Demas and Vario and them. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to check that out. We have 3 more comics, 3 more issues left, I think, of that one. So
Yeah.
I was fine with it. I think, again, I do think that season 2 will be a little bit more heavily laden on that side of things. So pretty excited for that. And I guess the final question in this segment, does this series improve Maul as a character for you guys? Or Jack, I'm not sure you can get any higher in your fandom, but did it add more to did it just make you love him more?
Yeah, 100%, mate. And it added so many more layers onto Maul. He's not just an angry red man wanting to kill everybody. There is an emotional side
Jack
to
with
Maul. There's
sunburn,
reasons.
look out.
Yeah, like honestly, most underrated character in Star Wars. He's finally got the justice that he deserves. The arc, the story. There's points in it as well where you think you know more. And again, me being arguably one of Maul's biggest fans, I was still finding out things I didn't know about Maul. I was seeing sides of Maul I just was not aware of. And every week you'd learn something new about Maul, or he'd do something different, and I'm like, oh, that's what I was expecting. So yeah, it massively improved him.
Nice. What about for you, Taylor? Like, Taylor, where were you at on the Maul scale as far as liking Maul, and then where are you at now, I guess?
Well, hopefully I don't get any hate for this, but he was never one of my like favorite characters. He's just not one of the characters I would grab that Shadow Lord comic and get into it more. And I don't know if it's because he just obviously he's really freaky in Phantom Menace, but he also doesn't like say anything. So to me, I don't know, he wasn't this standout character to me. Yes, he's different than everybody else really. But this TV series really got me thinking about him more. So now I do maybe want to pick up the comic to find out more about Demas and all of these like syndicates that I don't really pay that close attention to. And there's so much Star Wars out there. Everyone has their own like chunk that they kind of are drawn to in it. But now without even meaning to, this pulled me into this character a lot more. So, and you just have to like just rewind exactly what Jack just said like 10 seconds ago, and that right there. You're learning something new about him every episode that you didn't know, and you're just seeing different sides of him,
Yeah.
his different resources that he has.
Yeah,
So
I really this summer I may try to like I'm sure I can look it up every episode Maul's in and just kind of watch everything of him and then
yeah,
do like a deep study because I got the comic, the Sons of Dathomir comic, the trade paperback that I'm going through right now too. Yeah, I was always I mean it was indifferent. I not didn't dislike Maul. I liked him when he showed up in Clone Wars.
yeah,
I liked him when he was in Rebels. I'm like, yeah, this is cool, but he was never someone I was always like drawn to. I guess like you say, Taylor. And but yeah, this season, I'm like, all right. I'm not like pro Maul. You know what I mean? Like I like the character
Mhm.
more, but I'm not like, oh, I hope he wins. Like no, what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like he's still a bad guy. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I felt what you guys said too. Like just the way he treated people with respect and in the loyalty of his troops, and that's some stuff we'll get
Mhm.
into next. And that was very interesting look on it. I thought it was great. And then of course is that the episode where he's what is it, the drift and madness, whatever he's doing, he's going through, and
Yeah.
doing his Dagobah cave, episode. I thought that was pretty cool, like all this
Yeah.
flashbacks and things. So yeah, I thought there was some
Yeah.
really good character building. And the more you get the time that you get to spend with a character, the more I think they impact you. So yeah, he's definitely higher up on my list now. But speaking of characters, let's dive into segment 2 here. Let's talk about our favorite characters. And if you don't like certain characters, like certain droids with stupid abilities, besides Maul, let's talk some characters here. So, um, I guess I don't even know which character do you. Well, let's not start there. What character surprised you? I guess because we knew them all, but you have a lot in this. I mean, you've got Brander, you've got Devin,
Yeah.
you got Docky and Rook, and I mean, other. So, is there a character that really surprised you guys?
Yeah, I'll go. I didn't really think too much about Master Docky until he held his own against Vader longer than probably 90% of his attacks. Like, think about it. That's like a whole 20-minute episode of him fighting him off. People don't last that long against Vader. So he's not my favorite character, but I was pleasantly surprised by Master Docky.
I like that. Yeah, and he got done dirty by Maul too there towards the end. So
Yeah.
nice.
That's a good shout. I think for me, probably Brandon Lawson, because again, I'm a bit opposite to Taylor with like cop shows. I just find them dead boring. So when he was sort of on the scene, I was like, oh, here we go, just another cop, annoying police cop. But you actually get quite drawn in. He's got quite a bit of a interesting backstory to him.
That
So
voice
for me,
too, though, right? Like that voice
yeah,
actor, Wagner Moore, man, man,
Yes.
so good. For me, character who surprised me the most, I'm gonna say Rook Cast. Uh,
oh,
I don't know why I was so drawn to her character. There's little things throughout this series. Her loyalty to Maul. Again, he's
Mm.
a bad guy, but man, is
yeah,
she loyal. And there's this little moment when she touches Icarus's arm when
yeah.
Scorn bites it. I guess we should have said spoilers. Spoilers for season 1. Spoilers. There we go. Sorry.
Oops.
But I was really drawn to her, and I
Yeah,
usually don't get pulled into the BS of fan theories and stuff like that. But for some reason, I was really digging the idea of her turning into the armorer.
Yeah,
I
that would
I
be
don't know
cool.
why. Like usually, I'm just like, those are stupid. Like that's dumb. Like I'm not gonna. I never got into the like Maroc is this person, or Maroc is that person, or this is that. I never really get into those. I was kind of, I got to say, I was kind of drinking that Kool-Aid a little bit because I just really liked this character. And for her to go out that way, I'm honestly was kind of devastated. It's not the Jackie level of devastation that I still suffer
Yeah.
from, but um, she's probably a close second to my heartache when it comes to Jackie. But yeah, Rook Cast definitely kind of
Oh.
blew me away. And I honestly, just these little tiny moments in her loyalty. I really like that character, and I thought it was something. I guess is what it is like, I always teach my kids about stuff, and
yeah,
it's like, like we're teaching the Cold War right now, and I try to explain to them like those people, like the people on the opposite sides of us, they believed what they believe wholeheartedly, just like we believe what we believe wholeheartedly. We think we're right, well, so do they. And to see a bad guy full on loyal for doing the job. I just thought that was an interesting take. Like you never see it, and she wasn't scheming. She wasn't trying to overthrow him. She was just loyal to him. I thought that was
Yeah,
really cool.
without question.
So yeah, I just thought that was really really cool. So, um, what else do we got here? So that was character who surprised us the most. Do we have I guess let's just go with favorite character outside of Maul, because I know Jack would just
yeah,
speak
exactly.
lovingly of
So,
Maul. I'm
so,
taking
so
Maul.
my
I'm taking Maul out of the equation, Jackie boy. You gotta pick somebody else.
so this character, and it ties in with one of the other ones we've got in the most underrated character. So for me, it would be Spybot, voiced by obviously David Collins. Brilliant job, but again, how they do it with some of those droids, now they give them such a personality and the
Yeah.
usefulness, the droid design. and even the way the droid bowed out was like, again, its own personality. So yeah, I really liked Spybot for me. And again, if they did like a bit of merch on Spybot, I'd definitely get a Spybot.
Nice.
What about you, Tay? What have you got?
My favorite character in the end ended up being Devin.
Nice.
Because yeah, I can relate with her, and she's so torn, and I won't get into it with my life, but she's so torn between what she wants to do and what she's been told her whole life is right.
Yeah.
Right? Come on, people. There's some people out there that can relate with her.
Dang,
Like,
that's heavy
you
stuff.
can yeah, like she's right off the bat, she's drawn to Maul, like instantly. She doesn't even know it, but she's drawn to him. Like you see her eyes. Like I don't think it's an attraction thing or anything like that. But like she's like, I know, master. He's like, no, don't listen to that stuff. Don't listen to that stuff. And she's like, I know. She's like looking right at him. But yeah, and just how actually strong in the force and in her fighting skills that she is when you see towards the end is crazy. And think about it. She and her master have been hiding. Like
Yeah.
usually the Jedi don't even have lightsabers at this point because they're hiding and they're taking the path, and like they're trying to like they're smuggling themselves everywhere. They don't even buy themselves food. They just hope that the kindness of someone feeds them. So where are they training? When do they have the time for this? She's just skilled.
Yeah.
So and Maul could feel it. He knew. So
Such a do-gooder you are. Such a do-gooder.
yeah.
Man,
What about you, Jimmy?
Man, I think Docky. I don't know how I usually I know we get more survivors of Jedi, of Order 66 and blah blah blah. It's a bad thing, but obviously it makes sense for them to be people slipping through the cracks. But I just was kind of drawn by Doc. I really like Docky, and I really like Devin. Like I am really curious about her story. She kind of has this like, is she going to be like the bad version of Ahsoka? You know what I mean? Like she's really going to draw people in. But Docky for me, really torn, really, he's like the opposite of Balin Skull. You know what I mean? Like, cause he's not in. He's pretty, he's true to the Force, the light side of the Force. He's even trying to teach Maul when they're fighting Vader. He's like, if we do this together, we can win. Different things with him that I really enjoyed. But gosh, there were so many good characters in this. But Docky, and then I can't think the actor's name who was voicing them, but I love the voice. I love the creature design. I'm really hoping for some Funko Pops of these guys, or some Black Series. I know Devin's Black Series is coming out, and I want to get that signed when we're down at Rebel Scum Con. But yeah, Devin really stood out. And another thing too, like I don't want to sit there and harp on things, but if you give us a strong female character and you write her well, I have heard nobody complaining about Devin. Like,
yeah,
no person complaining about Devin, and blah, 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 blah. We have no idea her backstory. So I just think give us a good character and we'll love it. So yeah, so that's kind of my favorite. I think Docky, and I'm so glad that he made it all the way to the end. I think that really helps drive her turn better than if he would have eaten it in like episodes 1 or 2 or anywhere in the middle, like making it to the very end, having her see it, having it be Vader. I think it's going to set up a whole crazy thing for stuff like that. So any character not work for you, and I'm going to go ahead and start. So Two Boots, man.
It's just how he's programmed, Jimmy.
I know, right?
He is not consistent at all. And this is my only knock on the writing on this show, was that Two Boots does not make sense. He can't follow protocols on everything else and then be surprised when he can't wear boots because they're not part of protocol. Like that is not how droids operate. I am sorry. I will die on this hill. Although he did make me laugh when he was going to turn in the people for having the sludge-filled river, and everyone like turns and stares at him with like a C-3PO moment. But Two Boots does not work for me. I wish he had died and not Brander Lawson.
Love it.
I do not want another season of Two Boots.
Yeah, right? That droid should have had its like comeback as being the sacrifice instead of the living dad.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what about you guys?
Spoiler.
I mean, and you don't have to have a character that didn't work. Two Boots really stuck out to me. I don't know if it's because I usually love droids so much, but what do you guys think? Any character not work for you?
I've got one,
Oh,
and it's only
okay.
because of the voice acting, and it's Dryden.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a little bit rough for me. That's the only one, if I'm honest, and that's me being dead picky.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's yeah. I get
What
that.
about you, Tay?
No, I definitely agree with you on Dryden Voss. Like I didn't believe that it was him. You know what I mean? Like you need
Yeah.
that accent. You need his voice.
Yeah,
So
100%.
but to be honest, the Spybot droid was really
Oh,
annoying to me. I thought he
more so than
was super annoying.
really more than Two
And then
Boots.
yes, because well,
Nice.
first off,
Okay.
anybody who knows me knows that I love coffee. At work, I have coffee
Oh,
with
so you
me
liked it.
always. I'm a huge coffee person. If I had a droid that just brought me a coffee, my life would be like 110% better, and I will guarantee you that. So, I'm okay with Two Boots having a weird glitch in his brain, maybe like a space rat like chewed a little cable, so he's like, "The boots, they're fine." But that Spybot where it's like, "Boo, boo, boo, I'm just gonna be so annoying in every single thing that I do." Like, I just
Shiny
What?
I don't know. There's gotta be some
I'm
people that thought
surprised, Taylor.
so.
I'm surprised. That's funny though. I like
Yeah.
that. No, I get it. I get it.
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
don't apologize for something you didn't like. No, and you have valid reasons for it. It's not just because you have a valid reason.
Yeah.
So hey,
But, like, what kind of droid needs to hum as it's being evil? Like, I don't know.
so,
Ugh.
okay. Last thing on character wise, how do we feel about the villains? I mean, Lieutenant Blake. We talked about that when we were reviewing. He looked interesting. Like I don't know how intimidating he was. Like he wasn't like a Hemlock or anybody like that from like Bad Batch, but um, I don't know. I don't know. How do you guys feel about the villains on this side? Like, how did you feel about the Empire? I guess characters. You had the Crow, you had Merrick, you had Lieutenant Blake, and then of course, spoiler alert, you had Vader.
Yeah.
They were all absolutely fine, if I'm honest. The Marek and the Crow added a little bit more to their characters. The Vader thing I thought was class. Again, the fact that they didn't talk at all as well was very like eerie in
Mm.
itself.
Yeah.
But it still personified that anger. You could still sense the anger through his actions. Yeah, granted, every time we seen him was trying to kill somebody or did kill somebody, but yeah, I think for me the Empire was spot on. The Empire's the Empire, isn't it? It doesn't matter what series we watch. You know, when they turn up, it's never good. It's never good.
Oh, yes, you're right. The Empire is definitely the Empire. I loved that it was this police station that's like kind of they have their own policing things that they've got going on, right? They don't want the Empire to come in. So I liked that. I didn't like that we didn't get to see what happened with the main sergeant. Like I know she
Steve
didn't make
Slice.
it or whatever.
She's
Yeah, like
gone.
She did.
yeah, like we know she didn't make it, and I guess that's how the other characters are seeing it too. Like, oh, she's gone. We don't know. So I guess they're just evil like that. Who knows? But I absolutely loved seeing the Inquisitors. I love Inquisitors. I've done the research to try and figure out who they all are and the numbers and stuff in the
Taylor
past.
has deep dive to Inquisitors.
Yes, I love them, and the fact that we know that Ahsoka takes out both of these guys in 2 different other series, like, it
Yeah.
was like, oh, like, just think about it. These guys could not even get like, they barely got a hit on these 2 Inquisitors. So imagine them versus Ahsoka. It just shows how much stronger Ahsoka is,
Yeah.
even as like a teenager, not even with her own weapon, right? Like she takes out the Crow without even a weapon, like with his own weapon. So and Darth Vader was so cool, like just how he just like showed up, and you don't expect it because you don't think that we're visiting Vader and stuff like that this day and age, but it maybe we are now because Galaxy's Edge is turning back into the OT trilogy and stuff too. So maybe we are gonna see more Vader and stuff in the future. But I liked the villains. I liked so many red lightsabers on the screen all at once. Like it was so cool, so cool.
About you, Jimmy?
Yeah, they were. I totally blanked there for a second. My goodness. Jeez.
Oh yeah, I have to go.
Yeah, no, like Lieutenant Blake, I thought, I remember him coming on. I thought, oh, this guy has a lot of potential to be like eerie, and he was, kind of a jerky, the way the Imperial officers are always flaunting their ability, even if they're like just like a second lieutenant, they can boss people around and act like they're the emperor
Yeah.
themselves until
Mhm.
someone else shows up. I thought that was interesting. I was kind of surprised. I mean, is Blake dead? Is he still alive? Is he going to come back next year and have a scar on his face? That kind of thing, but or like a patch from Rena. I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was good. The Inquisitors were much more intimidating, I think, in this series than they were in Rebels. I
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
Yeah.
way scarier and creepier than he was um, in Ahsoka. And I'm going to give them leeway with that because I'm like, all right, he wasn't really himself. He's just a big green fart gas bag in Ahsoka. But sometimes I'm like, they should have planned these things out. Like that's first brother. They should have probably put a little bit more thought into him for Ahsoka than they did. Because he's really cool in this. And then you go back and you watch Ahsoka season 1, you're gonna be like, well, this guy was like, kicking butt and I don't know. So yeah, but I thought that was great. And then of course the Vader stuff, like, oh my goodness, I think we'll probably have to do a whole episode because we're already getting close to an hour on this. But we'll have to do a whole episode of like Vader in this series and the use of
Yeah.
Vader, I guess, throughout animation and stuff, or outside the main trilogy. But yeah, so there's that. Let's transition over to our favorite moments of the show.
Oh
Um,
yes.
Again, we're gonna probably have to divide this up into 2 episodes. I'm not sure when we'll do the second one because we got a lot of other questions, but
We got loads.
we'll kind of finish up with best moments, and we'll come back sometime and we'll talk about episodes and different things like that. We'll let it sit with us. But
Yeah.
what moment did you realize this show was going to be special? Like, when were you like, dang, like, let's just go for this. Let's go our favorite moment. Like, what is the moment that, like, I say the word, what's your favorite moment? What's the first thing that popped into your head? And we'll kind of end on that, and we'll come back to this, and we'll just dive into this question a little bit more detailed. So,
Mine's dead dark. Mine's got. Oh God, I don't know actually because all the battles are absolutely amazing. I love
Yeah.
seeing Maul going ham on people as well.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with the Pike Syndicate scene. I think with Maul when they think they've captured him, and then he just
Oh,
turns up, and then it's and it's like go time.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it for me.
Oh,
I think.
that was good. That was actually a really good scene too. Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna take out so many characters, to be honest. But uh you say like, when did you know this was gonna take off and be good?
mm,
I think like episode 4 was like where I just was I can't even remember because it all blends in together.
it
But I
does.
remember episode 4 and I was just like, oh, like I actually cannot wait for the next episode to come out. That was the first one. Like 1 and 2, I was like, yeah, that's good. But I remember when I finished 4, I was disappointed because I had to wait to watch it because I didn't watch it early with you guys. Um, but my favorite scene, my like absolute favorite scene is when there's just all of them are all fighting the Inquisitors and Darth Vader at the same time at the end.
Yeah.
This is this
That's a good
massive,
one.
like just so many red lightsabers, like just
That's a
so many
lot of red.
red. You know what I mean? Like that you don't see that. So I was just like, oh, like I rewound it and rewatched that whole big like 23-minute chunk because it was just so much happening, so awesome.
That's so cool.
Good points, Jimmy. What about you?
Man, I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, I just thought with the heist, and then of course they go right into Brander Lawson, and you get this whole cop. And I told you, like, for me, I knew the show was gonna be special because it was like grounded in something that we've watched so many hours of in television, cop drama,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want more of it. So I just knew the show was gonna be special because it was like, for me at least, because it was gonna be grounded in something that I just love. We consume a lot of it. Molly and I'll sit down. We have our cop shows that we'll watch. We watch The Rookie religiously. I mean, that's obviously
Yeah.
propaganda. Then they would never do any of that stuff. And we watch, was it NYPD Blue? No, yeah, Blue Bloods. That's it. We watched Blue Bloods. So I knew then it was going to be a special show. And I thought what really got me was when Docky uses the Force to mess up those 2 guys on the speeder bikes, and he flips the one. And
Yeah.
the other one around. I was like, oh, and so there was just so many like that. But I think what we'll have to do is, and we're gonna have to come back to this. We'll start right
Yeah,
here
we
at
will.
moments because I've got a list of things I want to talk about. But I don't, obviously we've got other people coming on and we got things we got to do. So we'll save that. I guess we should probably read people's.
100%.
So
Yeah,
why
let's
don't
do
you
it.
start on Facebook? Do you have that pulled up
Yes.
already?
So, as always, a massive thank you to the listeners, followers, viewers, wherever you are in the galaxy. Thank you for your comments. Please keep them coming. First up, we've got Simon London. We were talking about the obviously Maul series, and he says, "Can I say from start to finish, it was an amazing show, and can't wait for season 2." Doug Phillips said the whole thing was great, especially like the end of the penultimate episode, proper goosebumps moment. Everybody's favourite listener, Darren Briscoe, said, I thought it was slow and a bit TV animation predictable in the first few episodes, but boy, did it take off. I was hooked in skipping the titles and recount to see the next episode. Those lightsaber fights have to be some of the most spectacular of any Star Wars medium. The lightning and pace left me breathless. With the appearance of Vader, might have let some sort of girly squeal out. This animation style is 20 steps beyond anything I've seen. It's simply gorgeous. Those backgrounds could be hung on the wall as art. Breathtaking stuff. I need an art book, just like yesterday. Of course, I'm invested for a second season. And last but not least, Stuart Logan's got a really good point here. Says, no, it's his favourite, just a whole series. The animated series, past and present, has lived up to expectations and more, showing more than just Jedi against Sith. This is the future of Star Wars. He reckons all these storylines that come from these animation shows could potentially be how Star Wars proceeds in the future. And that's all the comments from Facebook.
All right, we got a handful on Instagram and a couple on TikTok. So Imperial Lemon says, I definitely love how dark and menacing the Inquisitors were portrayed in this show. Very little dialogue, but their body language speaks out loud. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Skywalking Ryan 182 says, Sad Maul was my favorite. I think it was necessary for this character's growth. He feels betrayed. Rage is not the only way for him to let it all out. Tears help too. I like that. Force of Others podcast. Absolutely incredible Star Wars. This show gave me everything I wanted and then some. Vader has never been more menacing. Maul has never been more sympathetic while also being a complete villain and delaying Devon's fall to the dark. Dark side until the very last moment was absolutely stunning. That being said, they didn't have to kill our boy Spybot. So that's from Matt of the Force of Others podcast. Super Taco _bricks said, easily my favorite animated Star Wars show, quite possibly my favorite overall. The animation was phenomenal, especially the lightsaber duels. The highlight for me was definitely Vader's entrance at the end of episode 9. I legit had chills when I first heard his breathing. So yeah, lots of big fans here. And I had an interesting take on TikTok here. Let me see if I can bring that up real quick. Nope, stop. You don't want to hear my voice. I want to hear the comments. So we had on TikTok, one just said Maul versus Vader. Killjoy said Rookcast died from Vader pulling her lungs out with the Force on part by Vanessa Marshall's request. Terrible way to go. And Xavier said it was fantastic, though I personally think there wasn't enough Maul and it was too short. I think they tried to introduce so many characters, but it came off cluttered since the series was so short. I think we could have gotten 20 episodes season and it wouldn't have felt that cluttered. But overall, it was amazing. And Darth Vader appearance was phenomenal. So I thought that was an interesting take. I haven't heard a lot of people say that about it. So I really wanted to make sure Xavier got his point read. But he loved it. It sounded great. Just thought it felt a little rushed. And I get that. There's a lot of brand new characters in this show. So
Well, we mentioned that with the crime syndicate stuff as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
The reason why we thought they might have been.
So.
Awesome. Right, we are going to tie up there. So if you do have any questions or want your voice heard, then DM us on our social media or send us an email or voice note at exploretheforce@gmail.com. And remember to like this episode, share it with your Star Wars friends and family, and to follow us on all our social media platforms. All you have to do is search Explore the Force. It's all one word. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you check out exploretheforce.com.
Also, if you want to show your support and spread the word around by image as well as voice, head over to Redbubble and search Explore the Force, where you can purchase unique merchandise. And a massive thank you to everyone interacting with us via social media today. Hopefully you got your comment read. You guys keep the podcast amazing.
Yes, and keep those comments coming in because we will return. We have like 4 more segments. I always think we're not going to have enough. How are we going to fill the time? And then we go for an hour and we barely scratch the surface. So
Yeah, exactly.
we will, much like Maul, we will be back for a second episode. Finally, you've been listening or watching Explore the Force. We have spoken. We'll see you all next week.
Only now, at the end, do you understand?
Close your eyes. Feel it.
I am a sith.
As wise as Master Yoda, as powerful as Master Windu.
They'll do their job well. I'll guarantee that.
I am going to end this once and for all.
You are the chosen one!